connecting people to opportunity is very much what I think we have. And it's a big job that we've got to do in North Yorkshire. If this conference was taking place in Leeds, well, actually, there wouldn't be a conference because there's no issue. There's no issue at all in terms of connectivity and those types of broadband speeds in Leeds. But in North Yorkshire, just a few key interesting facts is that there's 30,000 people across the county who don't have access to anything other than dial-up. There's 120,000 people in the county who are below the 2 megabyte threshold that the government sets as their standard. That's a massive number. And if we move on to a slide here, this just indicates those areas in the county. So, apologies to those people who are at the dinner, more red spots for you, I'm afraid, from last night. But those red spots are those places where there is no broadband connectivity in North Yorkshire. That represents the postcodes. And it's quite an interesting picture. There's sort of deeply rural areas that you might expect that to be the case, the less rural areas, but also the urban areas. If you just look around on the edges of York, there are parts of York where you cannot get decent broadband connection at all. So there's a lot to be done in North Yorkshire. And if we look at the rollout of super-fast broadband, we know that there's plans for Harrogate, there's plans for York. Interestingly, there's plans for Filey on the coast, but there aren't any definitive plans for any other parts of North Yorkshire. So there is a lot to do. And we've got to ask ourselves in the way that Julian did and the Foreign Secretary was talking about, you know, what does this matter for the county in terms of our ability to do business? And my proposition would be that it matters greatly. I think it's actually the biggest single economic development idea that we have across the county area at the moment. Why wouldn't you want to set up your business in North Yorkshire, provided that you can undertake and carry out your business? And broadband is absolutely fundamental to that. We need to attract the best businesses we can, the best entrepreneurs that we can. Business parks, they're only half the things they can be if there isn't decent broadband connectivity to business parks. Certain industries absolutely rely on broadband. Tourism, a fundamental part of the county area. I think it's around about 75% of people book their holidays online. 90% of people, when polled, expect to be able to come to their holiday destination and have access to broadband. So it absolutely fundamentally matters. And we have such a range of small and medium sized businesses across North Yorkshire that if we can just help them to grow to the next stage through being able to access opportunity, ideas, markets from the internet, then that is a major and powerful economic influence across the whole county area. And I'd also say that it matters to communities as well. Young people, there's a big issue in North Yorkshire about young people leaving our communities, moving off for other opportunities. And at one level that's great, and you don't necessarily want to detract from that. But if part of it is because people don't like the nature of the opportunities that they have within their own communities, then that's an issue for us. Young people expect to be able to access broadband, do all of the things that they want to do online, Facebook, everything else. And if that's not there, that will be one of the factors, maybe not the driving factor, but one of the factors that makes their community less interesting to them. And older people. We want older people to be able to live at home, to be empowered, to have enjoying lives at home. And if they can keep active, be connected on the internet, connect to friends and families on the internet, then that is all the more likely to happen as a consequence. That's a big issue for the County Council, a big issue for communities in North Yorkshire. And if you've got businesses in the community, you've got jobs in the community, you've got your shop, you've got people engaged, you have thriving, sustainable communities across the county area, and that is what we want. We know we are not the best connected in terms of transport, our geography dictates that, but it's absolutely fundamentally important that we try and achieve all of the connectivity that we can in every other area.